Hello everyone! Today we're going to be talking about the full moon in Cancer that is happening on the 3rd of January 2026, and it is the first full moon of the year 2026, and this is a very important lunation. It is the first lunation of the year, of the new year, and it is going to be helping us to finish up and wrap up our 2025 and also begin 2026 on a very positive note. And so contrary to what everyone else is doing, manifesting and writing their intentions for the year on the 1st of January, today I will tell you exactly why you should do so on the 3rd of January or within the 48 hours after the 3rd of January, and how to use this lunation in order to make your manifestations for 2026 really come true. So if you want to wrap up your year, your past year, very neatly with a bow and leave everything that doesn't serve you behind, begin 2026 on a very positive, happy and nurturing note, please stick around. In this video, we're going to look over the symbolism of the Cancer full moon, the main transits and aspects to the full moon, and also I will give you some tips at the end about how to close out your year properly and begin 2026 on a clean slate. Now, hello, my name is Mayana and I am a sensitive, intuitive person just like you, and I'm here to guide and empower your journeys to become very successful and to live out your dream life. I do so using astrology and tarot, so if you're interested in these kinds of conversations, subscribe to this channel. So every year begins with an amazing cosmic full moon in Cancer, and this year of 2026 is not going to be any different. We begin on January 3rd at around 10 a.m. GMT time with the full moon in Cancer, a very powerful lunation, and that has a lot of symbolism around the cosmic mother, the cosmic womb, and the nurturing place in which we're all energetically placed during this lunation. This full moon refers to the phase of the year, the phase of our life cycle, the phase of whatever moment that we are in our lifetime, in which we are being nurtured, fed, and brought into our highest form of self by the cosmic mother, by the universe, or by the divine frequency. And so there is this energy of marinating into the nurturance of the cosmic mother. What does that mean? What that means is basically that we are all in this energetic space where our potentiality is being fed and encouraged by the cosmic mother, by the divine frequency. And what is going on for us energetically right now is meant to give us the tools, the growth, and the development that we need in order to conquer the challenges of the year 2026. There is a very encouraging and nurturing frequency to this full moon in Cancer. And that is not to say that there are not any challenges associated to this full moon. If we think about the mothering frequency, the energy of the mother, the cosmic mother, or even the power of our own mothers in our lives, we can all say that the role of a mother is not only to nurture and take care, but it is also to provide comfort and some kind of assertive energy in the growing pains of development. And so this full moon is also a time of the year, a way to open up our year of 2026 on a very assertive, supported note for our growth. So basically, we're not being babied or taken care of by the divine frequency in all aspects of our life, but on a opposite note, we're being nurtured and taken care of so we can feel comfortable with the growing pains. So there is a huge amount of faith into the divine frequency that is being asked of us to tap into. And this is because we are all collectively in an energetic frequency where there may be a lot of struggle. Over the last year of 2025, we've had a very challenging time in terms of our growth. And I think everyone watching this video can relate to the fact that we've all undergone a huge amount of challenges, of things that have made us very uncomfortable or have taken us down in some kind of way. And so this is the point of our journeys where we receive all of the nutrients, all of the ingredients, all of the development necessary in order to integrate and grow properly. And so this full moon in Cancer encourages us to analyze and look at the things that don't serve us anymore, the things that make us just feel restricted, small, like our heart space feels very unwelcome and not warm at all. And it helps us to highlight and understand and move towards the things that make us feel very comfortable, very nurtured, but also are just to grow and not stagnate in life. So the ask of this full moon is really to adjust and not to give up on our process. And trust is the key. Trust that everything is going according to plan and that there is a bigger vision that is entering your life and that you're being prepared for. And the first aspect that this full moon in Cancer is going to make is the opposition between the full moon and the Venus. So the full moon begins with this disconnection, in a way, this opposition, this tension between what we have learned to be a loving and nurturing relationship, whether it is a relationship to our parents, to friends, or even to co-workers or any other person that impacts our life in a major way, and the way that we actually feel loved and the frequency in which we actually feel loved. And so there's this energy of the way that we have learned to love and be loved is not necessarily the way that we would like to receive and give love. So this opposition gives us the chance to look over the things in our life, the relationships, the friendships, the work environments, or any other kind of environment that doesn't serve our sole purpose. And what I mean by that is the places, the people, and the environments that deplete us, that make us feel small, that make us feel like we're not really tapping into our fullest potential, and may even take away from our spark and our soul. This aspect between Venus and the moon can also manifest, and will most likely manifest in your life, as a highlight of your relationship with your mother, or the figure in your life that represents your mother. And what you may notice is that around this lunation, you have a huge realization about your relationship with your mother. Maybe your expectations of your mother and how she should treat you are not exactly what the mother figure in your life represents or is doing. And what this aspect really highlights is how you can take ownership and responsibility for your relationship with your mother, and also accept the way that your mother figure is in your life. So for example, if you think that your mother should be more loving and more nurturing, but she's very absent and not really there, this is the perfect time for you to release some of those expectations around your mother figure and accept the way that this person really is and this relationship really is in your life. This is something that is going to hugely impact your emotional life, because once you release expectations of somebody and decide to see the person for what they actually are instead of what the image you created about them is, really gives you space to get to know that person and for that person to get to know you and maybe build a better relationship. The second phase, the second aspect that the moon is going to be making is going to be a conjunction to Jupiter, which is also currently in Cancer. And this is a very beautiful aspect. The conjunction aspects are usually very conducive to collaboration between the planets and the energies, and give us a lot of new things in our life, a lot of support. However, this conjunction between Jupiter and Moon, which are both in Cancer, highlights the need to expand environments, to expand yourself into environments and meet people and do activities that nurture your soul. And so what is encouraged with this aspect is to tap into the things that really make you feel happy and that nurture your soul, the people that actually feed you energy instead of depleting it, and the places in which you feel like you're being recharged instead of taken away from. And to expand the amount of time you spend in those environments with those people or doing those activities and routines. And this can be as simple as lighting a candle before you lay on your couch, reading a book, playing a very wonderful music and something that makes you feel really connected to the divine frequency. It doesn't have to be anything complicated or very expensive. Even the things that usually bring joy and happiness to our soul are usually very simple. So this aspect really urges you to identify and understand what are the things that actually feed your soul and that make you feel like you're a better person and a more nurtured and comforted person. And the third aspect that I'm going to talk about, and the final aspect that I'm going to talk about this full moon in Cancer, is the opposition between the full moon in Cancer and Mars in Capricorn. And this is also a tension aspect. And so this aspect highlights that there is tension between how you nurture yourself, how you really feel comfortable and at home, versus how you take action. And so this is one of the most important aspects of this full moon in Cancer, because it gives you the chance and the tools in order to understand that how you're taking action, the jobs you're choosing, the relationships you're going after, the promotions, the courses, or anything that you're doing in your life is actually directly opposed to the way that your soul is being fed. So this is the energy around chasing a promotion at a corporate job that doesn't fulfill you. So this aspect really highlights how you're taking action from an automatic standpoint, you're on autopilot, versus what you actually want to be doing. So what are the things that you're pursuing that have nothing to do with what feeds your soul, but everything to do with what has been fed to you by your parents, by your community, to be the right thing to do and the right path to follow? If you made it to this part of the video, please comment the crab emoji so I know that you watched so far. As we saw, the full moon in Cancer gives us this point at the beginning of the year of 2026 that is very nurturing, very cozy, and helps us to develop and grow into a better year, a year full of successes, of things that actually fit into our soul space. However, it also highlights that in order to move towards those things that feed our soul, there are certain dynamics, relationships, and people that we need to leave behind. And so the practice that I have for you today, in order to start off the year on a positive note by closing out 2025 and beginning the year with an amazing success and setting your intentions that will actually come true. The practice is very simple. It is to sit down in an environment that makes you feel very comfortable. So light a candle, play some music that makes you feel really amazing and comforted, and write down all of the things that feed your soul space, all of the things that make your soul feel like it's replenished, like there is just some light that is brought back to you, the spark comes back to you. So some examples can be writing, reading a book, helping others, doing some kind of service that helps others. That are just some examples that you can write down. And in the middle of those things that feed your soul, write down actual goals that you want to achieve. So for example, buying a car, buying an apartment, whatever it may be. And this way you're actually setting up yourself for success, because you are wrapping up all of the things that you want to achieve during the year of 2026 in the frequency of your soul space. I hope this video helped you to close out the year of 2025, leave behind what doesn't serve you, and begin 2026 the right way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video.